Welcome back, everybody. Rich Brubaker here with AskTheCollective. I'm the founder of Collective Responsibility. It's really great to have you back here after another break. I know I said I remain consistent. I know we haven't been. This time I mean it. So this week I'm here to talk about, is CSR dead? A question I've been asked kind of frequently because we've had a number of clients but also a number of events focused around how to do CSR better. Philanthropy, donations, labor programs, and other. How to make it better. First off, it's not dead. But if you're using it as a tool for PR, you're here to say, we donated more than anyone else. That alone, if you're defining that as your CSR, how big your volunteering is, how many times you give to the community, or how big that community give is, that game, as mentioned before, is long gone. There is no competing on the size of your donation, the number of your hours. This may be challenging for some firms, particularly in my experience, B2C firms, like the Cokes, Fords, anything that's consumer facing. Particularly because every year the consumers themselves change their interaction with this message, have different expectations, and are looking for different things. You have so many different voices that you have to incorporate. So from a B2C perspective, where I think this gets really challenging, is just simply because your consumers are always asking for something different. And what that means is you play this game of giving them what they want, the next year changing again, the year after you're changing again, and every time you have to do something newer, more innovative, more expensive, better than everybody else. It can't be because the culture itself demands it or is being built around it. You're really trying to just satisfy changing consumer needs. For B2B firms, this is more of a process. Naturally, that leads more towards an kind of an introspective and internal system whereby ideas are vetted, invested into, and operated over a longer term. You're taking these ideas, you can take in 26 applications from your internal business units, dealers, functional heads on the ideas that they have as employees or as inner stakeholders, and you can fund those. And those may change, but the process doesn't change. Therefore, what's happening is you're investing into your internal process, your internal people, your internal stakeholders, and you're allowing them to feel empowered, to see that the culture itself is changing, and also over the course of 2, 3, 10 years, see the return on that investment, which a consumer wouldn't. A second area that I would look at outside of, say, philanthropy and volunteering is going to be focused around the operations of the organization. There's a lot of effort that's gone in since the 1997-98 Nike crisis to really focus on factories and corporate social responsibility or responsible sourcing or EHS, SHE, health and environment on the factory floors have really had a prominent role for many manufacturing-based organizations. This is something that cannot stop. It has to continue. And over the last few years, it's definitely been more important because as China's role as the manufacturing floor to the world has changed, and as organizations have been moving into China, further into China away from the East Coast, or out of China into other areas like Bangladesh, Cambodia, parts of Africa, the need to reinvest in all those processes has to be doubled down. A lot more groundwork has to be done, a lot more emphasis is there, particularly in countries where you have more active NGOs, you have less stringent regulations. These companies need to make sure that those employees are treated and those at the exact same level as they would as if they were in China or back in their home country. There is a belief that you can move away from the regulation, but in practical reality, you can't. So from that perspective, CSR in a firm has never been more important because you have to maintain a line that may not be so visible or may not exist at all in these countries. All right, so thank you very much for joining us. I hope that you kind of through this video understand a few examples of where we think that CSR is not just fully alive, but needs to be continued to be invested into. It should continue to be invested into. It should continue to be iterated on. It should continue to see innovation, and you should continue to see the returns on it. Whether it's an external return that you're looking for or a more internal return that you're seeing, you have to understand by your company's definition, what does it mean, what do you want, and how are you going to get there. Thank you very much and have a great week.